It's me, dudieboy! In this tutorial, I will demonstrate and show you how to build quite simply the best automatic super smelter you can build in Minecraft. And if you like this video or use this super smelter in your survival world, please click the like button. The basic concept of a super smelter is that it divides stacks of items evenly across an array of furnaces to smelt them faster. The all-purpose super smelter needs to use furnaces, that way you can drop any kind of materials into it. However, if you're only going to use your super smelter for food or kelp, then you can use smokers for quicker results, or for faster ore smelting, use blast furnaces. I featured this same auto super smelter twice before in my Duty Plays Minecraft series, in Season 1, and when I built it down here, and after Season 2, I built this off camera in my underground base. This is quite simply the best because it's fully automatic. You don't have to flip a single lever on or off. All you have to do is feed it fuel and items to smelt over here, and it does it all for you automatically. This circuit for the input line that runs over top of the furnaces has a redstone timer that allows the minecart with hopper to grab a full stack of items before it heads off to distribute them evenly over 16 furnaces. The system refuels itself using a different kind of redstone circuit where this minecart with chest fills itself completely or empties this double chest up above it before setting off, evenly distributing fuel throughout the system, and it keeps running until both the double chest and the minecart are empty. This minecart loader circuit I'm using for the fuel line was originally created by YouTuber Nano about 7 years ago, and it still works, and I'll put a link to his tutorial down in the description. Here are the materials you'll need to build this super smelter. Again, the furnaces can be replaced with blast furnaces or smokers if you want to specialize in smelting certain materials more quickly. Your first concern is the space required to build the smelter. The smelt input circuit is a 4x2 area that is 6 blocks high. The version I build then needs an 18x2 area for the furnaces. However, you can reduce this area to 8 furnaces, or however many you like, though that will reduce the efficiency. The fuel circuit at this end requires a 4x5 area, so make sure you have the depth wherever you're building this. The combined total area is 26 blocks across. Now I'll show you how to build this. Start off with a double chest. Run 17 hoppers into it, making sure they all connect into the one in front of them. Place 16 furnaces on top of the hopper, starting at the far end. Place 16 hoppers on top of the furnaces. And 16 more hoppers behind the furnaces. At the starting end, place extra blocks at the ends of both hopper lines, then place another block next to this top block and another behind it. Same thing at the fuel end, place a block besides each of these ending hoppers, place 2 more behind this lower block, a temporary block, and another block here. Place a temporary block behind this top hopper line and another block above that, and break the temporary block. Now grab your powered rails and run them across the input hoppers and the extra blocks at both ends. At this end, place a detector rail, a block behind it, put a temporary rail on that block, then break it and put 2 regular blocks above the rails. Put a double chest on top of this inner block and directly above the output chest. Now run powered rails back the other way across the fuel line on the bottom. Add an extra one at this end, a detector rail behind it, a powered rail behind that, another temporary rail on this block, then break that rail and replace it with another block. We're going to build the input circuit now, so follow carefully. Place a temporary block here, one below it, and another to the side, then break it. Put a redstone comparator coming out of this block into the other, and put a redstone torch on the back side of this block. Place a hopper under this block, another going into it, then break this first hopper and replace it so it goes back into the other hopper, forming a clock. Place 8 stackable items into this hopper on the left. Place a temporary block here, blocks below and beside it, then break it and put another comparator coming out of this hopper into this block, a redstone torch on top, another block on top of the torch, another block beside it, and a single redstone dust on top of this block. Now put a wooden fence gate of any type sideways in front of this block, and the input circuit is done. For the fuel line, place a hopper going down into this powered rail, another going into that, and a double chest on top of that, sticking out like the others. Place 2 blocks beside this block with the detector rail. Put comparators on both. Place another block next to the slanted power rail and another comparator on top of that facing out. Now place a block next to this comparator by shift clicking and place a redstone torch on top. Place a temporary block under that and 2 blocks next to it. On these, place a redstone dust and another comparator going into another block with another redstone torch on top. Now place sticky pistons up against this torch and against the side of this one. Both should expand like this, then place a block at the end of this piston. Place a fence on the end of this sticky piston. Place 2 more blocks next to this comparator with a redstone dust and a lever powered on. Now place a minecart with hopper on the top rails and knock it toward the input circuit, and then a minecart with chest on the fuel link and knock it toward the fuel circuit. Now let me explain how the redstone works. When this comparator detects items in the minecart, it will deactivate this torch, unlocking this hopper into the other one. When this hopper is empty, this comparator deactivates, allowing this redstone torch to power on, powering this redstone, which will power this block and open the gate, releasing the cart. For the fuel line here, I'll demonstrate. We'll fill this chest with dried kelp blocks, a great fuel source. This minecart with chest will wait here until this entire chest is empty before setting off to fill the furnaces, or until the minecart chest itself is full. The reason why is because when this detector rail detects items in the cart, it sends a signal through these comparators that deactivates this torch, which would normally retract this sticky piston and fence and release the cart. However, this other comparator coming out of the hopper sends a signal into this block, preventing the same sticky piston from retracting until this hopper stops receiving items. Meanwhile, as the minecart fills, the signal strength here gets stronger until full, and this comparator remains off until this signal matches the full signal from the lever, unpowering this torch and retracting the block, leaving this piston no choice but to retract with the fence and release the cart. If you're thinking about compacting the fueling circuit by removing this block and powered rail, don't do it, because this furnace right here won't receive as much fuel as the rest. However, this extra hopper at the front is optional. I only put it here so the output chest would align directly below the input. And I made all the chests into double chests so that you could hide all of this behind a stylish looking wall, such as a copper wall to be all machiny looking. The minecart with chest is almost full, and there it goes. If the minecart still has items in it and there's no items coming through the hopper, the detector rail sends a signal to turn off the torch, letting the minecart continue distributing items. You can literally fill this chest with fuel and forget about it. That's how automatic this system is. The fuel cart is about to stop running. So let's check the furnaces, and we can see they all have the exact same amount of fuel, and each furnace is full, and each has reserve fuel waiting in the hopper behind it, and they all have an evenly distributed amount. Now let's put a stack of stone into the input chest and see what happens. Drains out quickly, and the cart soon releases. Let's run a timer to see how quickly this smelts a stack of items. And 50 seconds. Less than a minute. That's really not too bad. Of course, you can extend this to have 32 or even 64 furnaces and smelt an entire stack of items even faster. I hope you build this auto super smelter in your world and enjoy it. And if you do, please consider clicking that like button and subscribing to see more Minecraft videos. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.